Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Presley, and today I'm going to be giving you my review for Slots. Now, this is an Image Skybound book that came out back in 2018, and it was written, colored, and drawn by Dan Panosian. So this really is the brainchild of just one guy, and let's talk about that first. Now, I really do think because this was all made by the same person, you can feel that consistency. You can feel that it was one solid vision. He knew what story he wanted to tell. He knew how he wanted it to look and how he wanted it to feel. And I loved it about it. I thought it was very consistent. And the book is about 144 pages long or so, but it definitely does not overstay its welcome. It's not too short either. And I really feel like Dan Panosian got everything he wanted to say and do in this book. Now let's talk real quick about the artwork. I really did enjoy the artwork. I thought it was beautiful. It was nice and sketchy, unique. I love some of the more interesting proportions. The one thing I will say about the book is because it's all set basically in one location, just this little city, it does get a little bit samey towards the end of the book. We don't see anything too different or unique. It's kind of just the same scenes over and over again, which is not a bad thing. It makes it feel consistent, but it also doesn't make it feel super unique as you progress through the story. So that was one slight gripe I had with it, but overall, I really did love the artwork, and it was one of the main reasons that I picked up the book. Now, the story follows a washed-up fighter named Stanley Dance, who lately has been using up a lot of his luck for himself, but unfortunately he's burned a lot of relationships and a lot of people in his life, so he's estranged from his son, like they haven't seen each other in 10 years. He is not with his ex-wife anymore, and he just isn't that good of a person to the people around him, but he's constantly winning in life for himself. So what does he do in this book? Well, in this book, one woman that he loves, her name is Betsy. She is the owner of a casino called the Piggy Bank. She is struggling financially because her daughter is a dancer, and that's mainly like a burlesque dancer, right? So she gets a lot of attraction from these customers, and she's really the only reason that the Piggy Bank is staying afloat at all. So what Stanley does is Stanley comes in here and he says, you know what, the guy who's trying to take over your casino, his name is Les. He has his own casino. He's trying to basically encroach on Betsy's territory and take her daughter from her. That way he can have her as his main dancer at his casino and make all the money in town. So what Stanley is trying to do, the main character, is basically say, hey, I don't want this to happen. I'll fight for you. I'll make the money for you, and I will basically pay them off so that they can't bother you anymore. Now, it sounds like a good idea, but he's 53 years old. He's washed. So how's he going to do this? Well, I'm not going to spoil anything that happens in the story when it comes to that because I want you to figure that out. But just know that there is a very satisfying story arc here. There is very good character interactions between one another, and I think you're going to love it. Now, one thing I really enjoyed about this book is we know that Les and Stanley hate each other. But in the modern time of this book, we don't really know why. The way we get this backstory is by actually looking into the past. And one way Dan Panosian does this and differentiates between the present and the past is when he does the past, it's almost all black and white with a little bit of yellow shading here and there, but it's not colored like the normal story is. So you can really feel that it's a separate, disconnected story that happened in the past. And I really enjoyed that. It was one of my favorite parts of the book because you can actually see why these characters hate each other, why they're at odds with each other, and eventually why they may or may not redeem themselves. Now, this story really does breeze by. So the chapters sometimes can be only like 15 or 1.5 to 2 pages. You know, it's nothing long at all. I think there's like 20 chapters in here or so, and this book isn't chopped up by issues, at least not in the trade. And so one thing I will say about the book is that I wish it stayed on a couple scenes a little bit longer because it is such a fast-paced book that chops up events so quickly. It doesn't feel like we have any breathing room between scenes. And I get that the vision is like, he wants it to be adrenaline filled and he wants you to really go from start to finish. But I would have liked to have seen a couple panel breaks here and there, maybe something to give us a little bit of rest. But overall, I still thought the story was great and it flowed nicely enough. I just wish that we got a little bit more time with some of the scenes. Overall, I really did enjoy this book. I gave this book a 4 stars out of 5. I was tempted to give it a 4.5. I'm sticking with a 4 for now, but maybe when I do my short review in a couple days, I will have changed the ranking. I'm not sure. But as of right now, 4.5 stars. Sorry, 4 stars. If you haven't read it yet, you should definitely read it. I really enjoyed it. If you like boxing books, if you like sports books in general, this will definitely be a book for you. I really think you're going to love it. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have read it already, let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.